So let's talk a moment about a couple of tuba and euphonium issues. I'm going to use a euphonium today for this demonstration. Every instrument out there from every different manufacturer is slightly different, and the size differences really depend on how big the instrument is from its lead pipe down to its bottom bow, because tuba and euphonium both rest on the bottom bow of the instrument. I'm specifically talking about this part of the instrument, and the distance that is from that bottom bow to the lead pipe is going to be not necessarily match your student's torso length. So that's something important to think about right from the beginning. For those of you who start kids really young, I personally like to start all kids that I'm going to eventually move to tuba. I like to start them on the baritone or euphonium, just because it's an easier instrument to sort of figure out how to blow the air, and it's an easier instrument to hold, certainly for a younger student. And most importantly, it's an easy instrument that they'll take home and actually practice every once in a while, which is a constant source of problem for us all. So if you get them started on those euphoniums early on, I think you'll have a little more success in just getting them on the right foot as far as some problems. Now, I'm talking about this bottom bow to lead pipe. Why is this such an important issue? It's because if you don't, as you can see, I'm taller. If I rest this on my lap like you would with euphonium, there's no possible way I can reach the lead pipe without leaning in. And much like trombone, trumpet, you don't want to bend the torso or cramp the neck at all. It's just going to lead to lots of difficult tension issues to overcome later. Nor with a very young student, a 5th, 4th, 6th grader in particular, can you expect them to hold the whole weight of that instrument up. It's just too heavy to hold. Try holding one for 3 minutes by yourself sometime. You'll realize the weight of the instrument is something that needs to be worked with. There's a lot of expensive stands out there to buy. There's an easy solution for that a mom or a dad can manufacture for themselves. It's just basically taking a towel. I've got an old ratty one here I'm using. I took 2 produce rubber bands here, you know these that come off the bottom of produce. I just wrap them up on a folded towel. Beauty of this is it's inexpensive. It's stuff you have in your home, and it changes as your student gets taller or smaller. They can make the roll tighter or looser. Basically, the student will rest this towel in their lap, rest the bottom bow on that, and they get that perfect alignment of mouth to mouthpiece. Up the torso is nice and flat. The neck is nice and relaxed as you play through. It also will be something that they can easily store inside of the bell of their instrument, and it'll never be in the way, and it'll never be forgotten. So that's probably the easiest thing to do for the euphonium. For the tuba, lots of times you probably want to make sure you've got chairs that the kids are sitting back in. I'm using a euphonium, but with a tuba. For the young kids, go ahead and let them, if they need to because of the size of their legs, rest that bottom bow on the chair if the tuba matches their face. If the tuba does not, then you want to get them to rest that bottom bow on their legs and use their legs as a lever to lift or lower the instrument so that they can bring it to their face. There's no fancy stand necessarily needed. If you have a particularly weak student, there are stands that can be used that will elevate or bring the tuba down for them. Those can be easily manufactured by yourself if you simply take a drum set pedestal and take the seat off of it and use that as a stand you can raise or lower that tuba up and down on. And that will be something you probably have in your classroom already that you can use for those students that need it.